Hey, Jill.
Having issues?
A little bit. What are you doing?
I was waiting for you to get on here. I was like, what's he doing? Is he having issues? I messaged you. I was about to text you.
I opened up my computer and it updated overnight,
Oh no.
and it basically erased everything.
Are you kidding me?
So, like, I'm live. Can you hear me on YouTube?
Let me check. Hold on. I gotta mute this.
I can't tell if my audio is working, but
I hear you.
you hear me?
It didn't erase your new program, right?
Yes. Well, it didn't erase the program, but all of the overlays and scenes that I had downloaded and saved and installed were all gone. So,
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. I know.
Because an update should not affect anything you downloaded.
I know. I'll have to figure it out. And, I came in here at like one, a little bit after one, because I was going to I figured out how to play music in the intro. And I was going to put some of my old iTunes music on my computer. And when I opened it up, everything was gone. So, how's your day?
Sorry, I had to write my.
Jill the Pill, how are you? Oh, the funnel cake was fantastic. The 1/4 of it that I ate,
You only ate 1/4 of it?
dude, it's big.
I know.
Yes, Donald Trump is pissed off at Vladimir Putin. Says he's going to add additional tariffs to Russian oil, which I don't think I don't think Trump understands what sanctions are. If we're not allowed to buy the oil, what good does a tariff do?
That's what I just said. Who gives a shit? Like, who cares? Hey, put some tariffs on Russian oil that we can't even have.
Yeah, that does absolutely nothing. Putting a tariff on sanctioned oil does absolutely nothing because we're buying zero of it to begin with. So you know,
Sarah.
well, the problem is we've put so many sanctions on it. We've basically run out of things. Like we've about run out of things we can sanction regarding Russia. So he's saying, we'll put tariffs on their oil. Yeah, we're not buying any other fucking oil. What difference is that going to make?
Right.
And the countries that are buying their oil aren't buying it in U.S. currency. So what good are your tariffs? Car tariffs are expected to cost Americans $100 billion, according to Dan Ives of Wedbush Securities. I don't agree with Dan. I think it'll cost auto manufacturers $100 billion, but I don't think it'll cost Americans $100 billion because they're not going to be buying any cars. So I respectfully disagree with Dan. No, Kelly, you're not late. Hi, Christine. Blooding. But all of that, all of that talk will put upward pressure on oil prices for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what oil prices do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a hold of Bob because I want Bob to post a video.
Oh no.
So 7 days ago, Bob posted a video where he was showing gas prices where he lives. And he was thanking Donald Trump. Today, gas prices are $1 higher where he lives. A whole dollar. A whole dollar higher. So if I can just get him to make another video.
Thanking Trump for raising it to $1 more.
Well, I told him, Bob, they're about to go up, Bob. His response was to make the video. I looked at gas prices in his town. I actually looked at the exact same gas station he was at, and it was 96 cents higher today than it was 7 days ago.
Oh my God.
CNBC speculates a barrel of oil will increase by $19. It's possible. I wouldn't say that, but with all the craziness going on, there's just no telling what's going to happen. There's really no telling what's going to happen.
Poor Bob.
So Jules, I don't know if you noticed, but I made a video regarding the email you sent me. Hi, Andrea. You're asking me, I can't stand Donald Trump. I can't stand anybody who's entirely full of shit. I mean, that's not exclusive to Donald Trump. If you're entirely full of shit, I don't like you, regardless of who you are.
So you don't like his followers?
Huh?
That's so mean. So you don't like his followers? That is so mean.
I don't like people that are full of shit. That's who I don't like. And if you fit in that category, pound sand. I don't know what to tell you.
So, Axel, that is not global. He said, "Hi, do you know of a person contacting me pretending to be you, asking money for it to invest?" I gotta put my glasses on because I just have them on. But anyway, that's not him. This is his only account, and then Mr. Global 2.0. That is it. This main account and that one. The rest are scammers. Block them.
Is Trump full of shit when he says he may run for a third term? Yeah, he is full of shit because he can't. I mean, who's he going to run against? What's he running for?
There's no third terms here. That's not a thing. I just said you're lying.
I hope he does. I hope he comes out and says he's going to run for a third term every day. I hope he does that.
I don't.
Huh?
I don't.
Well, it would just. Why don't you?
Because I don't need that shit.
He's trying to get your attention, but let him do it. Let him do it. See what happens. What are you afraid of?
It's just too much. His shit is too much.
Understand that if he tries, a normal Republican will also run. Right?
Oh, absolutely. But
Yeah.
the problem is that the cult will vote for him.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, he took everyone's Social Security from them, then they can't get any gas to go vote. Because they won't vote by mail.
Yeah, I think it's like he believes everyone loves him when he's running for president. And since so many people hate him right now, he's just like, he wants to start another campaign because that's when people love him.
He wants to feel that adrenaline, that, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he wants to feel that goodness that he gets from them people bowing to him.
Oh, Donald.
Yeah, he needs the rush. He needs the rush of that, yeah.
Proton. sound for every scene? What the hell, man?
So the sound that the people aren't hearing sound on YouTube, not here.
Yeah.
We're good here. I'm gonna let them know.
Good Lord. You and your typing.
You gotta do it again. You gotta fix it, man, because it's back out again.
I got it. I got it. I got it. Should be working now.
It is.
You can hear me in Canada? Wow. Hey, Will. Look, oh, Will Westmoreland, back 40s up in my YouTube live. How's it going, Will?
Hi, Will.
I didn't send you any rain though.
I think that was me.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. When summer blend starts hitting the gas stations and prices jump, what chance do you think Trump suspends the reformulated gas mandate? Well, that's already happened. We've already got a lot of summer blend in at gas stations. He hasn't done it yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did that. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Not one bit. Let's look at this top bar. Can we do that? Right there. I'm going to customize this while I'm sitting here. How about that? Hey, Kelly. Thank you all for the gifts. I have a goal up there. I think I have a goal. I don't know if I set a goal, actually.
Hello, Kelly. Did it set automatically? I think it probably did.
I don't know.
Usually it does.
I don't know. What are you doing this weekend?
Me?
Yeah.
What did I do the weekend?
I said, what are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing today? Tonight's movie night.
Hey, did you ever watch The Heretic?
I did.
Did you like it?
I messaged you that. It was good.
Yeah, you messaged me you were going to watch it a while back, but I never asked you if you watched it.
No, I messaged you telling you I watched it. You missed it. You did not
Oh,
get-
okay. So you liked it?
Yeah. Yes, I actually really liked that movie. That was a good movie.
I thought you would like that.
So I'm not sure what we're watching tonight, but we decided that we're gonna start doing a movie night like once a week because he loves movies. I'm not a big TV person, but I can do movies once a week. We used to do them all the time anyway because he is a movie person. So back to it.
Movie night.
Popcorn and all.
I got to see if there is a... what is this? Alert box? Let's go back to the live scene. There we go. So we have a live scene and we have a chatting scene. This is the live scene. This is the chatting scene. Trump likes Canada now? When did that happen? It does, Jules. It does kind of look like Purple Rain. What a weirdo. What a weirdo Prince was, huh?
What?
Prince.
You can't say that.
Why not?
Because everyone likes Prince.
That doesn't mean he's not a weirdo.
No, you don't say that.
Okay. So, if I walked around in those clothes, that would be perfectly fine?
No, you would be a weirdo.
Oh, I would be a weirdo.
Absolutely.
Prince is a weirdo. It's fine. Like, it's cool to be a weirdo sometimes. But he's absolutely a weirdo. Like, how are you going to dress like that? See, we allow people to do stuff like that when they entertain us, right? If he dressed like that and was standing on a corner and shaking a cup at people, like, he'd probably be in a nut house. I'm just saying. Oh, you can't talk about Prince.
I almost invited someone again.
You can't talk about Prince. Let's do this today. Let's go ahead and do this. My dad worked with Prince. You weren't allowed to speak to him unless he spoke to you first. Wolf.
Okay, he's a weirdo. With that one. That's weird.
Jill, did you block somebody?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because there's a comment missing.
Yeah, there's a comment missing. I muted him. He will get blocked if he comes back and starts again.
I wish to engage with this person.
Okay, well, that's why I muted him, so you can engage with him. Do you know what he said?
Yeah, he called me Mr. Liar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why he got his mute.
And that's why I said, let's do this.
He's here. He can talk. He can talk because he only got 30 seconds.
Oh, Ward. Will the high cost of American healthcare be a drag on all these manufacturing jobs Trump is promising? Yes. High cost of healthcare is a drag on everything. Meat with buttery edges? It's not bad. It's not bad.
So, Jules, I cannot suppress people's air, but that would be a wonderful gift to have.
Oh boy, that would be interesting. Suppress the air. I wouldn't put it past her. She can do a lot of stuff. What is meat with buttery edges? Really? You're missing out? Man. It's good. It's good. Oh yeah, we have an election. Tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing or I'm going to be interviewed tomorrow morning at 10:33 Central Standard Time. Who's interviewing me tomorrow?
Will?
Oh no. I can't remember the name of that show.
Oh, okay.
Jane Mattenauer is interviewing me tomorrow. It'll be on YouTube. If you look at Civic Media, look up Civic Media on YouTube. They stream that live on YouTube. I think it's called In the Air with Mattenauer is the name of the show. I've only been on it a dozen times and I still can't remember what the hell it is. Anyway, they'll be interviewing me tomorrow. I do a monthly thing with them. Yes, Kelly, you can watch the video later. Oh boy. They're pretty far left leaning, but they're all right. Pretty sure one of them's a communist. I don't know.
What time is it again?
10:33 Central Standard Time is live time. So, but it's it'll be on YouTube after. So you don't have to watch it live. It'll probably be like a 10-minute deal. Sometimes they keep me on longer. It just depends on how entertaining we are that day. Hey, Dying Breed. I kind of like this screen, even though it's not supposed to be the screen I'm using. And I can just move this over here. So Jill doesn't have to see me on the right. I don't know what the hell that is. To add an image. There's my live goal again. Corn is the live goal. Please gift the moderator. Last gas injection match 21.37 being compared to negative 30. Is there any particular reason? We had a warm week. Overall inventories are still way down. So, I mean, you know, 30 billion cubic feet is nothing. Let's add an image. Ooh, I wonder what this look like. That's dumb. Questions. Yes. Someone is pretend. Yes, there's a lot of people. When are diesel prices coming down? In the fall. In the fall. That's when diesel prices will come down. I don't like this. I don't like this. Let's get rid of that. Man, those are big words.
That's over your face.
Huh? What?
That's over your face. Thank you, whoever got that comment. I was just about to get it. I don't know which mod did.
What are you talking about?
But I was busy watching him rearrange his YouTube.
What are you talking about?
I was talking to someone in the comments. Don't worry.
It's not anything over my face.
There was. The picture was over your face.
I know. What happened to the old millennial? I don't know. What happened to him? I didn't know something happened to him.
Me neither.
Look at Kelly down there. Frank, do it again and you'll be blocked.
Thank you, Kelly. She's right, though. Because even if she doesn't get him, I will.
Oh, man.
Probably Coke Zero. That's probably what's in that cup.
Nope.
What do you have in it this time?
Monster.
Yuck.
What? Brian says, I didn't get a notification. The reason you didn't get a notification is because YouTube will only send out 3 notifications per day for people who post on YouTube. So if I post 3 times on YouTube before I go live, you will not get a notification.
So I think you can turn it on to where you get all his notifications, though.
Yeah. Is that the bell thing?
Yes, hit the bell thing, and up top it'll say all. And then you'll get all of his notifications.
Hit the bell.
Bye, friend.
Do you get all of them now?
I do.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, I had like 10 notifications the other day, and they were all you.
Yes, I'm live on YouTube now. So I need to be telling people to hit the bell. I didn't know that. I thought it was just I thought it was just
Well,
3.
they do to subscribe, right? You
Yeah.
hit the bell to subscribe, but then you can hit that little arrow on it, and it will say unsubscribe, non-personalized, and then all.
Heck yeah. I'm going to move this subscriber box. I'm going to move this right here. And right here. And right here. Let's see how that does. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mary.
Come to think of it, though, I did not get your notification for the live. Actually, I'm going to look at my bell.
For this live?
Yep, for this live.
Well, it was a cluster, so there's no telling.
Yeah, I looked under my bell. It's not there either. So yesterday I got a good bit of notifications. But it only showed 3 on my bell, so it must not be working.
34 degrees and freezing rain in northern New Hampshire. Man, that sucks.
It's 63 and raining here. Well, it ain't raining now. It was.
Wah, wah. It's beautiful here. So, Jill, walking through the carnival, okay?
Uh-huh.
I go park. I walk into this carnival just to get a funnel cake and leave.
Right.
Have you seen I know you've seen this movie, The Hills Have Eyes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They're all working at the carnival.
I kind of figured they were when you text me that message. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, they're. I guess there's not going to be a Hills Have Eyes 3 coming out because they're all at the carnival. So, yeah. I was like, what the fuck, man? Oh, man.
This time, you're blocked. I'm not.
Who'd you block? Who'd you block now?
The idiot in the chat.
Oh, man. Y'all both blocked him.
So the reason he got blocked this time is because I gave him a chance last time by just muting him. This time he's gone.
Well,
I told him.
I already had him blocked.
No, you didn't, or he wouldn't have showed up here.
Jill? So when y'all blocked him, it blocked him on my account then?
Yes, he's blocked on your account.
Okay. Because I just went to go block him and I couldn't. You took that away from me.
That's why you couldn't, because we already blocked him.
You took that away from me.
Sorry, that's what I do. That's what the powers you gave me to do.
So you owe me a block, is what I'm saying.
I got a lot of them on my account from you. Even friendlies.
Yes, I do block your friends. I don't get better friends. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my God.
Nobody's blocking you, Tina.
Yeah, not to mention the blocked words on my account as well. block words while I'm here. Of course, you have public as a blocked word.
I do?
Yeah, it happens. Just like when you do it in mine, somebody doesn't realize they're doing it.
There.
What'd you do?
I blocked somebody.
Who'd you block?
The guy that said nothing says open debate like blocking people. So I blocked him.
Right. And it wasn't debating. There was no debating going on with these people that get blocked. They just come in and run their mouth, and they got a chance yesterday. I muted them.
Dude, people don't. Oh my gosh. So didn't someone say there's a maximum number of people you can block?
Yeah, it's like 10,000 though.
Yeah. I wonder how close I am to that.
Probably pretty close to it because
They
make new accounts just to come here.
One of these days I'm going to go do that and it's not going to let me and I'll know I'm there.
Yeah, then you just go in and you delete all the ones that are gone.
Well, because half of them are probably banned anyway.
Right. You just go and delete them ones.
Oh, man. Remvi says 5,000.
I think it's 10, but I'll check.
I don't know. I got a lot, though.
If it's 5,000, then I'm done.
Yeah. You might be. You might be.
Yeah, with the way you block people.
A federal judge canceled major oil and gas leases over climate change. Will that affect our oil and gas prices? Chevron had 299 leases. So thank you for the super chat, Raina. It won't. So what the federal judge canceled was a recent lease sale that the Biden administration, I think it might have been I can't remember if it was 2023 when they had this lease sale. But there's not currently any activity ongoing with those leases. So there's no production, that can be lost from that. And if there was any oil and gas production from a lease sale that was later canceled, they cannot cancel existing production. So they could go in and say, we're going to reverse this, but it cannot apply to where they've already invested money and drilled wells or any of that. So it won't affect production as it stands today in any way. It could affect future production that Chevron was going to realize in that lease, but I don't think it'll impact oil and gas prices in any way. And my guess is this will probably go through the courts and end up being this judge will end up being overruled, I would guess. But even if they're not, I don't think it matters that much. So thank you, Raina. It's kind of strange for a judge today to block that. That's odd to me because it's so far removed from when it occurred. These things typically happen very quickly. Something's going on, a judge steps in and blocks it. This is something that was settled a long time ago. So not exactly sure why it was blocked, but great question. Thank you. And I actually, the first time I read that, I thought, not your question, but I read this, I think I read the same article you did. The first time I read that, I thought it was an old article because that had been blocked prior once before, and then that block was overturned. So I need to go back and look and make sure that's an updated, because sometimes they will repost old news and make you think something's happening now that's not. But I'm pretty sure this judge did actually block this again. Something to do with whales. Okay, if it's something to do with whales, then it's a new order. Yes. A lot of, the last 12, 18, 24 months, a lot of environmental groups are suing for anything that's going on offshore, whether it's wind or oil and gas, and they're using the whales. They use the whales in every lawsuit. How impactful is Trump revoking the Venezuela leases? So he didn't actually revoke leases. What he did was he pulled the permit for Chevron to import oil into the United States from Venezuela. That's actually what he did. And then he also sanctioned Venezuelan oil. And now he's going to sanction anybody at all, any country that buys Venezuelan oil. So that's actually what he's done. Venezuela does not produce a great deal of oil. It's a blip on the radar, so to speak. So I don't think it'll be that impactful. But some of these things, as they add up, with the judge blocking the leases, with Trump threatening more sanctions on Russia, with all the stuff going on with Iran, with the stuff going into, all this stuff collectively, the stuff with Venezuela, it does nothing but put upward pressure on oil and gas prices. If Donald Trump is trying to lower gas prices, he is literally doing the opposite of everything he should be doing to try to do that. Like, he's doing everything he can to raise them. He probably doesn't know that, but that's exactly what's happening. Yeah, Trump is mad at Putin for breaking the ceasefire. Trump is mad at Putin for doing what literally everyone on the planet told Trump Putin was going to do.
If you were sent a message from an account that says Mr. Global, it most likely is not Mr. Global.
No.
He has this account and Mr. Global 2.0. That's it. All the rest are scammers. Block them. Especially if they said this is my backup. Because that's what they always say. Or this is my private account. They say that a lot too.
Yeah. I don't message people. That's not a thing. On the rare occasion I would message somebody, it would be to say thank you for something, or like I might, and that's rarely, like I might message someone and say thank you for your support or something like that, but super, super duper rare for me to message someone. Except for...
You have to be careful with that too, because they will do that. They will also say that.
Yes, the marriage proposal was not me. I'm sorry. Wasn't me.
That's funny.
Do you think the tariffs are really a tax increase on the American people and just bring jobs back as a cover, given how long it would take to build a factory? It's honestly, at this point, it's impossible for me to try to figure out what Donald Trump is doing. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. How in the world am I supposed to know what he's doing? I mean, I who knows? Who really knows? Like I just he's got this Peter Navarro guy, and I think 90% of this is coming from Peter Navarro. He is all about using tariffs as weapons. Like he is a huge tariff guy. And I think Peter Navarro is getting him to do all this. Oh, the article was from 2022. Okay. Yeah. I hate it when they do that. They repost old news as if it's new news. It drives me crazy.
I hate that so bad.
And they do it on purpose.
Uh-huh.
They do it for clicks. They find a story from a couple of years ago that could
potentially fit for today.
Yeah, like it could make something happen. Like Jill knows what I'm talking about. Does it seem like people in your industry who may have supported Trump are changing their minds yet? Yes, it absolutely does. It absolutely, yeah, 100%. They're being they're pretty public about it too.
I mean, even the lowest in the industry, it's having second thoughts. And the only reason I know that is because a friend of mine's son works in the industry. He works in the oil and gas field. But, yeah, she's been crying to me, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you everything you needed to know before you went out and voted for Trump.
Hi, Bruiser. Is Russia in OPEC Plus, and why was it founded? So OPEC Plus is basically like another arm of OPEC, and it was OPEC trying to bring in more countries, supposedly for global oil market stabilization. Russia is the largest member of OPEC Plus, and Russia is to OPEC Plus what Saudi Arabia is to OPEC. Russia basically runs OPEC Plus, basically. Yeah, I mean, OPEC Plus is a group of nations that sit beside the OPEC nations, and the thing about OPEC Plus nations is they don't have to follow the quotas like the founding members of OPEC. They have quotas of how much oil they can produce. The OPEC Plus nations will agree that they will also, produce at certain quotas, but there's no mechanism for them to be punished if they overproduce or if they don't meet the quotas. So they don't have to, but they just agree to in kind, sort of. I don't think the dollar will lose its status because of Trump. We're a long way from that. Will you explain how gas prices are calculated usually? Well, so, you know, gas is sold on a wholesale market just like anything else, just like oil is. And the market sets the wholesale price of gas. So if you wanted to kind of figure it out, you can search RBOB, which is reformulated blend stock, which is basically the wholesale price of gas. And that's like the current market price. And if you would take that market price and add your state taxes and federal taxes and any other fees that your state may charge for gas, and add that to RBOB, whatever's left between that number and the retail price at the pump, that's basically the profit, or how much the retailer has marked it up. But, 90% of the cost of a gallon of gas is dictated by the market, and about 10% of it is the retailer. What happens if gas stations don't have summer blend in their tanks by June the 1st? They will. They usually have them a couple of months early, and I've never heard of someone not having it. Because they actually use that as sort of an excuse to mark it up even more than it should be. But there are mechanisms in place to be fined by state agencies if they're not running the proper type of gasoline in their tanks, and also by the EPA, because that is an EPA standard. But a lot of those EPA standards are enforced on a state or local level. But the truth is, probably nothing happens, because someone would literally have to know that the wrong gas is in the tank, and someone would have to file a complaint, and then it would have to be tested. Like, a lot of stuff would have to happen. They can prove what they have in their tanks through the documentation of what they purchased. So, when they purchase a load of gas, it's documented that it's the particular formulation of that gasoline is documented. So I just don't think it's a thing that happens. I'm going to try to find oh, great, a puzzle. Widgets.
Is no one commenting on YouTube? Because my chat's like just sitting there. Oh, never mind. There it goes.
Hey, I found a widget.
Jules. Oh my God, that's so funny. I'm sorry. Look what Jules put.
What?
In the YouTube chat.
I'm making ice cubes.
No, she said, won't you please like the live chat. Do it before Jill cuts off your air supply.
So Beth, I don't know if you're on the YouTube stream, but that up there, that's a widget where I added that viewer count. What else can I add?
I don't know.
What's today?
Today's Sunday, March 30th.
3. Let's go 04. I'm going to add a widget. There's another widget. See that, Jill?
I do. Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
A widget.
It's a subscription goal. And it's like a bar that'll fill up, like loading.
Yeah.
That's what that is. What else can we add? Poll. Wow, what is this? Here we go. Look at that. Man. That's dumb.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm playing with my toys.
I see that.
You know what that is? Or that
It's
is.
a wheel?
Yeah. It's a wheel you can spin for prizes.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
I cannot spin that.
I have to let you spin it. You don't get to just spin it on your own. I have to figure out how this works, but that's what that is. Oh boy. Okay. Member goal. There we go.
Yes, Tina, he is. You
Oh.
have to go to YouTube. But he got rid of the wheels, so it's gone.
Man, I'm dressing this thing up. Fantastic. Let's do this right here.
Barrister asks, how do I become a member, and will that prevent me from being booted all the time?
I doubt it.
I think he has too much fun booting you, Barrister, and then I gotta go in and search you out.
I didn't actually set the goals.
No, you didn't. You just have a number there.
Okay.
Or a percentage. That's a percentage.
There. Let's move this over here. There. How about that?
I was talking on mute. It looks good.
Did Trump talk the Easter Bunny into buying the eggs yet? I don't think so. I mean, he probably talked to the Easter Bunny, but I don't know what they talked about. Barrister, I told you I'm not blocking you anymore. I'm over that. You're not, it's not fun anymore. If I do block you, it'll be just to bother Jilly.
I believe that. I do. I believe that.
Hi, Jack. Welcome to the live.
He said he accepts your apology.
I didn't apologize. That's not a thing. Barrister, I humbly ask for your forgiveness for blocking you 36 times. And just so you know, I sent Jilly to unblock you after I blocked you every time.
He does. I automatically go.
Actually, I don't. She does it on her own, but I was trying to make it sound good.
Because he said you don't have to.
I just know.
Like, yes, I do.
I just know she will.
Michael wants to know, why does Jill boot people who have legit questions and even give their actual names searchable on the web? So Jill doesn't block those people. Jill's more of a muter. Global is the blocker.
Yes. Yes.
But I do block if they're idiots. and without legit questions.
We also block people that ask why we block people.
And you were just blocked, I bet.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. See, I told you I wasn't the blocker.
That's right.
Yes, and don't spam the damn chat. That's right.
As Bruiser spams the chat.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, she's allowed this once? Twice?
Yes. It's almost like she's, helping me out by telling people not to spam.
No, she's showing people what spam means, I think, because people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They're over here making a sandwich. Look, my sub goal got a little green in it. So it actually works.
That is awesome.
Yeah. This is actually starting to look like I might have a clue what I'm doing. Thank you, Corvette girl.
Grace says TikTok is going to go away. She is right. It probably is. So go follow Mr. Global? What? Go follow Mr. Global on YouTube.
Jill,
Yes.
just for shits and giggles, let's bring Fuzzard up for a minute.
Okay, for a minute. 1 minute. I'm counting.
This should be...
All right.
We're gonna put an actual timer to this. God damn. So actually, I was driving at the time and I couldn't talk or chat. So I'm gonna back the conversation up a ways. First one was the gas prices. You were talking about Bob, and in his area it was going down or what have you. Then it jumped up 96 cents. Here, it's dropped. It's dropped a lot, but we didn't drop when the rest of the country did.
No, you dropped after.
What's that?
You dropped later.
Way later, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just now got underneath $3.
Yeah.
So and we're about to jump right back up, I'm sure.
Yes.
So yeah, same idea. Everyone's praising it. It's like, wait, you guys realize the whole rest of the country was way lower than this.
Yes.
We're just catching up to that. And then there was three things I wanted to talk about, but the other one was these Donald Trump running for a third term. Fucking right. Put him on the ballot. You know what? I'm starting a campaign right now. Everyone that wants Donald Trump to run for a third term, write him in. Write his name on the ballot and check it. And then after he's nominated, he's elected in, Congress will say, fuck no. And there we go. We win.
Right.
So I'm starting that campaign. So all you Trumpers, all you MAGA, write his name in. That's all. It's been a while since I've talked to you guys, though. Well, I talked to Jilly not too long ago. You sleep all the time. You just take up a box for fucking hours through the overnight.
No, I don't.
Box.
Who? Global?
Yeah, he don't take up no box. I put him in that box.
Oh yeah, but he holds a box and he doesn't say a fucking thing all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a boot Fuzzard campaign going on apparently.
Yeah, it happens everywhere I go.
Yeah.
During the boot fuzzer campaign, in all caps, fucking screaming it, barristers screaming it. But I just wanted to come out and do that and say hi. You should open up some friendlies every once in a while.
Some
Friendly
what?
chats. Those are always fun. Yeah, look at all this boot fuzzard shit. But all right, guys, I will talk to you later. Just hey, write Trump in, write him in. That's it. All right, have a good one, guys.
Bye, Fuzzer.
Yeah.
Sonny, that was 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened, honestly. That's why we don't bring people up. Because Fuzzer.
Oh my God.
You're in Canada, you get 25% less sound? Eh. So hopefully soon, Jill will be in this live with me.
Yes.
And the TikTok live will be happening in this YouTube live simultaneously. What do you need, a mic?
I need a mic because I don't have a mic. I don't have any of the equipment to go live on YouTube.
Is that all you need?
Yeah, I don't think I need a camera. I don't know if YouTube requires it though.
Well, no, you don't have to have a camera. But I figured if you didn't want to be on camera, you could just like close it or put tape over it or something.
Yeah, you can point it up in the air too.
But both chats would be on this screen from the TikTok and the YouTube and any other platform. Like if I wanted to do TikTok, YouTube, Substack, X, I could do them all at the exact same time with this software. There's an unlimited amount of platforms I can stream to simultaneously with this platform. I could stream to every platform that has streaming capabilities. Which I won't, but I mean, I might someday, but who knows? What's my favorite hat? Probably a Carhartt hat. What do you think, Jill?
Yeah, probably. Why are you asking me? I don't know really. You wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, I wear a lot of Carhartt hats. It's just what color, basically. This software is called, this is Streamlabs software. And this one you actually have to pay for. A lot of it's free, but this one you have to pay for. But it's not that expensive. It's fairly inexpensive. But this is a this is like it runs through the cloud or whatever. Like I don't have to download all of it. What do you call that? SaaS or something like that. Could you get an egg price check? I have no idea how much eggs are.
Yeah, I'd have to look. I haven't bought eggs in some time. It's not the cheap go-to anymore. What's the cheap go-to? Like, what would be the cheap go-to today?
Like to eat?
Yeah.
Grilled cheese sandwiches.
Cheese isn't that cheap. I mean, it's a go-to for me, but that's not a cheap go-to. So a cheap go-to today would probably be hot dogs. And I'm talking the cheap hot dogs.
I ate grilled cheese sandwiches for a week.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And I paid for that.
Barrister says macaroni and cheese. Yes, the box, though, Barrister, and I'm not. And you'd have to buy Kraft boxed, which is gross.
What do you mean the box?
So Barrister said the cheap go-to is macaroni and cheese.
What box?
And the Kraft.
What
And
Kraft?
that's gross.
What Kraft box?
Of mac and cheese.
With the powdered cheese in it?
Yes.
That's the best kind.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely not. Velveeta's better.
The mac and cheese in the box with the powdered cheese, you make it runny. You make it runny so it doesn't dry out. It's the best mac and cheese.
Make it runny. I might
Yes.
have to try that.
There's nothing worse than sticky mac and cheese.
I like the Velveeta in the box better, but it's not cheap. So hot dogs and mac and cheese, Kraft mac and cheese, it is.
What?
Cheap hot dogs.
Why are we talking about my entire childhood all of a sudden?
I want to know why we're talking about my entire childhood as well.
Like-
Probably why I don't like boxed mac and cheese.
I grew up on bologna sandwiches, hot dogs, mac and cheese. I hate dry mac and cheese. I hate sticky mac and cheese. I like it runny.
I like the Velveeta because the cheese is thicker and it's more like a cheese sauce rather than a powder.
Bread and butter sandwiches?
The butter's so expensive now, Kelly.
WTF.
That's the problem.
OMG.
How about just lard and butter? I mean, lard and sandwiches, not lard and butter. Lard sandwiches. That's a thing.
Yes, Stacy. You do add the hot dogs to the mac and cheese. My grandmother did that. She would cut up hot dogs, put it in my mac and cheese.
Yes.
Also, she would cut up hot dogs and put it in sauerkraut. And I would eat that like it was going out of style.
Yes. My grandmother did both those things. My mother, too.
My grandma would say, Matt, you want some sauerkraut and weenies? I'd say, yes. I could eat a whole pan of that.
Professor says, or Kraft mac and cheese with hamburger. Like a hamburger helper, I guess.
Yeah.
That may work.
Yeah. Just buy the hamburger helper.
We're talking cheap, though.
Yeah. I guess that would be cheaper. Milk toast?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's a thing, too, Kelly. It absolutely is.
What is going on at Kelly's house?
These are meals that people can eat.
Bread and butter sandwiches and milk toast? Yes, spam sandwiches. But spam is expensive nowadays.
You can buy it in bulk at Sam's Club.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and how do I know this? And this is so funny. Yesterday we went to Saturday we went to Sam's Club. And as I was going down the aisle, I said to my husband, look, spam in bulk.
So how much was it?
I didn't look at the price because I never planned on buying it.
No, I mean, how much spam is there? Like, is it...
Well, that's a good bit there.
You don't like spam. Here's the trick to spam. You cut it really thin and you fry it so it's got crispy edges, right? If you cut it too thick, it's not that good because spam isn't good. But if you cut it thin and get a good, sear on it and crispy edges, it's pretty good.
Fuzzer, kielbasa and sauerkraut is delicious. but it's not cheap because kibasi is outrageously expensive.
You know what else I still eat, and my son eats? I don't eat it that much. My son eats it more than I do. Malto meal.
And what is that?
You don't know what malto meal is?
No.
Oh my God.
Maybe if you tell me what it is, maybe I'll know.
Malto meal, yeah, it's kind of like cream of wheat. It's almost like an oatmeal, but you know what cream of wheat is?
Oh yeah, I know
Okay,
what that is.
so that's what malto meal is, but you can get flavors. So like we have some that's like maple syrup and brown sugar.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I still call it cream of wheat. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Bruiser said that she used bananas, milk, and sugar for a dessert, and I did the same thing, and I still like that today. You put bananas in some milk, add some sugar. It's like a banana cereal.
And the thing about malto meal is you got to make it runny too, or it'll harden up just like macaroni and cheese does.
Oh yes, you do.
And on the bologna, you have to slice the 4 cuts into the bologna so it looks like a kind of like a clover leaf. That,
Otherwise, it'll bubble.
yeah, it'll turn into a bowl. And when I was a kid, me and a friend of mine used to make something we called bologna boats. Put a piece of bologna in the microwave, and you know how it draws up like a bowl. We would put stuff in the middle of it, like a filler or a stuffing. And by the time it got done cooking, it would be wrapped around what we put in the middle of it. We called them bologna boats. Oh my God. Yeah, this is why we're Gen Xers. We grew up on the greatest processed food ever.
I agree. I just wish they still had the cheese.
Well, you can buy it somewhere, can't you?
You can't get that government cheese. Not the same.
Man, I wonder what you could get for it if you could get your hands on some of it.
It's like liquid gold.
Imagine if I had government cheese in the TikTok shop.
Oh, I would so buy that.
Explain why gas prices are still relatively high if oil prices are down. Well, that's the thing. Oil prices aren't down. They're just telling you they're down. If you look at oil prices, you know, they were $65, $66, $67 6 months ago. Like, so oil prices have not dropped. They just keep saying they have. They've stayed in a range between $65 and $80 for sure, but they've definitely been lower than they are now in recent history, and that's why gas prices where they are where they are, why they are where they are. That's why it costs as much as it does. Yeah, so it's important when you make spaghetti that you don't mix it all up. That's a no-no. The sauce and the spaghetti has to be separate so you can put the sauce on the spaghetti. You mix all that stuff up and you just ruined it.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah. And my wife will make spaghetti, and she'll make enough spaghetti for like 20 people. And then when we're done, she puts it in a giant Ziploc bag and she freezes it.
Mm-hmm. I make spaghetti sauce, and then I freeze it. So then we just can make whatever noodles we decide to have with it.
So my wife likes to mix it up. But occasionally she will set aside some sauce for me so I can pour it on top, because that's how I like it. Because I prefer the sauce poured over the spaghetti and then Parmesan bombed. Boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly it.
That's it. That's it. I've never thought about that. What if you made, and instead of taking the sauce and pouring it in the pot of noodles, what if you made half as many noodles and stuck them in the pot of sauce?
What?
Yeah. That just blew your mind. Dude, you're speechless.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does. It would be better. The problem with mixing it up is the noodle to sauce ratio. That's the problem. There's always more noodles than sauce. There's the ratio, right? People always cook too many noodles, is what I'm saying.
I don't cook too many noodles. Like I said, I keep my sauce separate. I just cook enough noodles for that day, like for that meal. And then maybe, usually just enough for that meal. And then if I make it again, I just make new noodles. Like I literally keep my sauce completely separate.
So Smarty Pants asks if you ever cook bacon in a closed stock pot rather than an open pan. I have cooked bacon every possible way it can be cooked, I'm pretty sure. Because I love bacon. And I've experimented every possible way to cook it. So I have done that. At this point, I actually prefer to put my bacon in the oven on some foil. That's how I cook it now.
Amanda says she puts hot sausage in her spaghetti. I would put hot sausage in my spaghetti, but my husband wouldn't eat it because he would be like, "This is hot." And I'd be like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, I like hot sausage and spaghetti.
I use sausage, but I don't use hot sausage because of him. Sausage and ground meat.
Yeah, Smarty Pants, what I do, I take like a cookie sheet or whatever, and I just cover it in aluminum foil, and I lay the bacon out on it, and I put it in the oven. And there's two reasons. To me, you can control it better, but also when you get it right, it's really good because every piece of bacon is cooked identically. Whereas when you're frying bacon in a pan, you're taking bacon out, you're putting bacon in. Some of it gets burnt, some of it's not. Like it's like every piece is different when you fry it. I like baking it. Yes, bacon the bacon. Bacon the bacon. I like it.
I like bacon myself, but I never baked it.
And I've also cooked it on the grill. I've put it in the smoker. Like you name it, I've done it with bacon. Mary says it's not my turn to cook. How long in the oven? I don't even know. I just keep an eye on it. Like I put it on like 400 degrees and just keep an eye on it. But but I like to get the really thick maple bacon. It's kind of expensive, but I prefer, if I'm going to buy bacon, I'm going to buy good bacon, not cheap bacon. If I got to buy cheap bacon, I just won't even buy it. We just spent 43 minutes talking about food.
Yes. And then I gotta cook dinner.
What's for
What are you
dinner?
having for dinner? What am I having for dinner? I'm having steak.
On a Sunday?
Yes.
thought-
What is wrong with steak on a Sunday?
Well, I thought Saturday was your steak day.
No, not always. I switch it up. I don't have Saturday steak day. No, that's not a thing. It's when I want a steak day is steak day.
But I always want a steak on Saturday.
I sometimes want a steak on Saturday.
Yeah.
But, like, I went shopping Saturday, so I wasn't coming home and cooking steak. After our live, I went shopping.
I missed Derek's oil question. I had a steak last night at a restaurant. Assuming peak oil is around the corner, what is going to happen to the oil wells that require higher oil prices when oil prices fall in the U.S.? How many jobs could be lost? Yeah, I think I saw PL answer this question. They'll just shut them in. As soon as they're uneconomic, they and each company is different. And also there's leasehold obligations that companies have to meet. So there may be, or there will be, instances where companies continue producing oil from uneconomic wells to retain the leases. But typically they shut them in and shut them off. And there's not a huge, there's not a massive labor force that operates uneconomic wells or wells that are only economic during high price periods. That's really additional work that existing people already do. So it's not going to be a huge, the biggest impact to the labor force in the oil and gas market is automation and technology and efficiency. The labor force in the oil and gas industry is, I think today it's about 30% smaller than it was just 10 years ago. And that's all from innovation and efficiency and automation. It's not, because we're still drilling the same amount of wells. We're producing more oil with a lot less people. So it's not so much that's going to impact labor. It's efficiency and automation that impacts labor more than anything in the oil and gas industry. Thanks for the question, Derek. How many times do you have to say that?
At least 4 per hive, sometimes more.
Is that do we got a lot of people typing in all caps?
Yes. They do it so that their question gets above everybody else's by being noticeable, and that's not fair.
Well, it also doesn't work because I typically ignore them.
Right.
Look at Kelly. You know what, Jill?
Yes.
I feel like Kelly's a rat.
She's not. She is helping me out.
No, I know. I'm not talking about that. Like when she was a kid, do you think she was the kid that always told on people?
No. No, I don't believe that.
I'm just messing with you, Kelly. Don't go all postal on me.
So you got 30 seconds. Caps are for mods. In case you couldn't see what I said, all caps are for mods. Thank you. And in case you couldn't see that, I figured I'd say it. He did, Tina. He did.
Do I have siblings? Yeah, I have. How many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 that I know about.
I have 3 that I know about. Well, I had 3. I have 1 left, but that I know about, yes.
Yeah. You're welcome, Derek. And the reason I say that I know about is because when I was older, I found out I had another one that I never knew I had. And I also found out that one I had wasn't actually one. But the one that I found out about actually passed away. So thank you, David. Snitches get stitches, and my 3 older brothers made that clear to me.
Oh, poor Kelly. I made that clear to someone too.
What is she saying? She got stitches? Did snitches ever actually get stitches? Or did they just get threatened with stitches?
I mean, some of them may have, and that's where it came from.
Do you think we will see any oil company mergers this year? Not any big ones. Some of the mergers that happened last year are not going to work out well because the assets and reserves claimed by some of those companies are turning out not to be super accurate. Specifically the Pioneer merger. Like Pioneer didn't have nearly the reserves they thought they did or were claiming they were. I don't expect to see a lot of that this year. Thank you, Eddie. Gas is $2.69 a gallon where I live, but I live in one of the cheapest states in the country. The national average is $3.16. Texas, Oklahoma, and Mississippi are generally the 3 cheapest states in the country for gas. And I think one of the reasons we won't see a lot of mergers and acquisitions in the United States this year is because the type of shale plays that we have in this country, it's very hard. One thing companies are realizing, it's very hard to estimate reserves. They're not as good at it as they thought they were. And a lot of times you have these acquisitions, these mergers and acquisitions, consolidation, whatever you want to call it. And the larger company, which is acquiring the smaller company, it always seems like they don't end up getting what they paid for. So, and that is something that's very, very common in shale plays in the United States, specifically the Permian Basin. 229 in Houston. It should be 229 in Houston. Hell, the gas is right there. Yeah, Houston always has cheap gas prices. Whitecap and Varon. I had not heard of that one. Yes, that is correct. The decline curves are unbelievable on the reserves. You would think they would, and so how this works is, the smaller company is obviously claiming they have a lot more in reserves than they probably do, and they calculate these basically within a window. They don't come out and say that, but that's what they do, and within a range. And the smaller company always hits the top of their range when they're claiming the reserves they have. And it just always seems, the one that comes to mind is the Occidental Anadarko deal that happened years ago. That turned out to be a terrible deal for Occidental. It looks like the Permian Exxon deal is not a great deal for Exxon. I haven't heard much about the Chevron Hess deal, but some of these deals are kind of crazy. They just are. BJ's in New Hampshire are 260. Wow.
So, the way you read that, I was like, oh my God, I gotta stay muted.
Yeah, I realized that after I said it. That's why I just didn't say nothing else.
That's why I stayed muted for a little bit. Well, I got the laughs out.
The refinery in Oklahoma hasn't even been started, so we have no idea when it'll be finished. Although that would be really cheap. That's really cheap. I didn't hear anything. He says, I didn't hear anything. Hello, squirrel. Any thoughts regarding E85? Don't put it in your vet. Don't put that E85 in your vet. You probably already know that, but how much will the natural gas pipeline through Alaska cost? Well, even the people that are going to be working on that project are not going to be able to determine how much that's going to cost. When you're building a pipeline through Alaska, let's just say there's a lot of contingencies and unforeseen costs. So, yeah, I wouldn't even begin to try to tell you what that pipeline will cost. Because look at the pipeline. Look at the Trans Mountain pipeline and what they thought it would cost and what it ended up costing. I don't even remember what the initial number was. I just know what the final number was, and that blows my mind that they spent that much money on a pipeline. But that's the thing about pipelines. There's a lot of costs that sneak up on you. So, but they do have a basis, right? They built the Alaskan pipeline that goes from Prudhoe Bay down to Valdez. They built that, so they should be able to get fairly close to the number, but it's going to be 50 billion. Yeah. 50. It could easily be 50 billion. They will have to build a plant somewhere there around Prudhoe Bay. They will have to build an LNG export facility. I think it's on the Kenai Peninsula is where they're putting it. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's where they're putting it. But I believe that pipeline will almost twin the existing Alaska pipeline. So they should have the costs. Actually, most of the cost overruns, you have to assume there'll be cost overruns, will probably be in the gas plant and the LNG terminal, since they've already built a pipeline. You added a flex fuel sensor and retuned? Wow, so you're running the E85. Okay. Smarty Pants might remember better than me, but I think that I can't remember. It seems like that Trans Mountain pipeline I think it ended up being somewhere between 15 and 20 billion more than they thought it was going to be. Heyman says the new gas pipeline will follow the highway, not the existing oil line. Okay. Well, that works too, since it's following a highway. That also means that they can better pinpoint the total cost. Hi, Kersey. What happens to oil prices if Trump hits Iran? They're going to go up, and probably significantly. Yeah, probably significantly. Depends on the size and scope of the. I mean, even a small strike on like that. I mean, probably looking at an immediate $10 a barrel jump. Oh, I hit my sub goal, Jill.
Oh, that's great.
I only had it at 10.
That's pretty good, though.
I gotta figure out how to reset it. All right.
You unmuted Tabasco sauce.
You don't like Tabasco sauce?
I do. I love Tabasco sauce, but not the Tabasco sauce in the chat. I had him muted for the whole live, and someone unmuted him.
It wasn't me.
He's not there no more.
Yeah. Not a great time to be building a pipeline when Donald Trump's putting tariffs on steel. I think it was Kelly.
It wasn't Kelly. She just said it wasn't her.
I think it was. She looks guilty.
That's not.
Yeah, look at her. Tell me she doesn't look guilty. Look at her face.
She doesn't look guilty.
She totally looks guilty. She always has a guilty look on her face. Her face, she was born with a guilty look. Look, Cody says it was Kelly too.
Oh, Cody.
Today's your birthday? I did not know that. Happy birthday.
It's her birthday.
Happy guilty birthday.
Hey.
What?
That's not. No.
My moderator is always trying to get me to stop talking. I don't think she understands how this works.
I am not trying to get you to stop talking. It's her birthday. Be nice.
Happy birthday, Kelly. She's 29 today.
That was actually nice.
I know. I can do that too.
I know.
Sometimes. But seriously, look at her face. Look at her face right there. Look. Tell me that she doesn't look guilty.
No.
It's got that.
Does not.
It's got that devious look on her face.
what I'm figuring is that I don't think she's guilty. I think somebody muted them at the same time I did, and they got unmuted. That's what happens
Probably.
when they close out the managed guest. I end up inviting someone up.
So Kelly was born the day before April Fool's Day. Right?
Yes. And Christina's birthday was on April Fool's.
Wow.
Yeah, there are 31 days in March. That's right. This is the 30th, not the 31st.
Oh, okay. There's 31. Okay. I'm going to live a day longer than I thought.
Yes, you are.
According to Trump, I'm going to live a day longer than I thought. That's awesome. I have a whole extra day I didn't even know I had. What am I going to do with it?
Well, it's a Monday, so.
Why does Jilly always sound like she's in a barrel? Good.
Barrel?
Yeah.
I sound like I'm in a barrel?
Yeah. Global, my mom is watching You're Almost Dad. Your mom is watching Wild America with Marty Stauffer? Wow. I remembered that. It took me a second. I was like, who's my almost dad? Oh, yeah. That's because you're hearing her through another phone. Did you tell your mom about Marty Stauffer and what he did? You did? Oh, that's awesome. Holy cow, it's after 4. I missed the time. Jill?
Yes, you did. It's 10 after. But you were 10 minutes late, so.
Ah, yeah. Well, it worked out good. Hopefully I don't have these problems tomorrow.
Well, if you do.
I'll check it earlier and get started earlier. I'm still going to add music to this. So I can even add background music where it's playing at a low volume during the live, or I can just do it during the starting scene. But anyway, yeah, it's time to go. So thank you all so much for the gifts. I appreciate you coming in. T-shirts available, link in bio on TikTok. Jill?
Thank you, everyone, for the gifts, even though I'm disappointed that I got less than Fuzzard. But to those who sent them to me, thank you very much.
Fuzzard?
Have a great Monday.
Fuzzard got gifts?
He got 100, yes.
Wow. Tomorrow morning, 10:33 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'll be interviewed on Civic Media on YouTube. Thanks, guys.